Okay, man. What's up, everybody, man? So, I said I was gonna leave this game topic alone, but something really came up that pissed me off about like how I made a video about in the black community they like to use words to devalue you. And if anybody's seen that video, I'm probably gonna link into this video about the devaluing and how they try to devalue with words. I seen so many people disrespecting a hardworking dude like MOT, calling him an incel, saying he's a trick and all this other stuff. And I'm like, don't you know that y'all burning bridges to guys that can give you better jobs? Because say that women ain't getting free shit no more. Say that it all depend on tricks. Men in general will pull their funds from these women just to spite these dudes who leech off women. Now, it'll be a whole rash of people who trying to rob people, but all they got to do is solve that by hiring private military and making the police state, or making people actually get guys who's going to get robbed sign up for guns. So the fact is that these dudes operate under the system of feminism and don't understand that they're doing that. They're trying to send guys to fat women, overweight women, women with STDs. Remember, there's a lot of women out here who got STDs. Then they hide them. And I forgot what it's called, herpes? Or I forgot what it is. It's when it flares up and you can pass it by skin contact. Doesn't matter if you're wearing don't matter if you're wearing a condom. It matters if you get skin to skin contact and it affects you and you gonna get it. So there's a lot of motherfucking women out here who got HIV, herpes, all types of STI. Throat herpes, and all types of stuff like that. But they talking about starter women. They're trying to put a fresh guy who has no diseases, and then they get mad because people don't like hood dudes, because there was a poor representation of black men for the past 50-something years. Angry Man showed his true colors talking about Game Changer when he was trying to be on Game Changer side when that shit happened. Yes, Game Changer took that L. That's one of the reasons why I don't go on Game Changer's channel like that. Because instead of him learning, he went back and tried to put Jessica X on a panel after the Ty City stuff, right? So, and also I wanted to talk about a guy named Epic. I could have swore that the Epic dude was on SYSBM side and saying how Productive Brothers and on MOT side. Now, I like how the game dudes, they don't respect people and they don't listen to people. They brung this Stovegate shit up again when Game Changer already said that he had sex with the chick that he gave a stove to in another country. He didn't do it for free. And I bet you if he want to go to that, if that girl is single, he can go back over there and smash her again. See, the difference between giving a chick over here money and a chick overseas money is that the woman overseas will know what time it is when you give her money. Also, you have an unlimited access to her, unlike the women over here. See, they can change their minds whenever they want because they know they got the law on their side. Just like the stuff that they won't tell you. The allegations that I saw you with the top male performers of the adult industry and trying to blacklist them and stuff like that. They'll never talk about these incidents like I do, because they have to avoid them. Larry Wills, he was the top guy in the gym, power lifter. His girlfriend tried to ruin his career because he got a new chick. Jeremy Meeks, on top of his girl rolling around with a 50-year-old dude, but that was supposed to be a guy who can take advantage of No, that's what happens when you get with a chick. She look at you as a trophy man, a trophy wife. It's the roles are reversed, where you're the trophy wife and she's a man because she has more money than you. So let me tell you what sparked this. Now, I said this. So a dude said, these beta males really jealous of you. It's never ending. If a beta male can drop a nuke on a man, because this is what I said. If a beta male can drop a nuke on the men who so-called alpha, it means no. It's no. Okay, my fault. It is no. Means no one is alpha. No one is beta or alpha when it comes to human, because someone can always make something to get rid of the other. Just because a beta male is capable of murdering an alpha male, doesn't mean that beta isn't beta, particularly as it retains to his ability to attract and seduce women. I never said anything about women, and this is what made me piss me off. Who cares about women, though? Damn, shut the F up about that shit. We're talking about without women. Nukes was made to take out a whole country. Like, you understand, it's people out here with small fingers and have micro penis. So it means that they don't care about attraction and seducing women. Y'all dudes think y'all dudes think women is every man's goal. Oldest man who is a virgin is 120 years old and never had sex. He's a damn monk. It's other men who never had sex. They are 80 years old. It's men who are 90 years old and never had sex. It shows that they live longer without sex than with sex in their lives. So this dude pissed me off. I was gonna let the game stuff happen and stuff, but then I see this Kuda streams because I got bored because MOT stream went off and there ain't nobody streaming at late night. So Kuda's the only one, and I think I gotta find another person to watch, or hopefully find something that's going to occupy that time period of my insomnia, because, you know, I couldn't sleep like that. I'm going through that right now. So I listened to this stuff and I'm like, wow, these dudes doing exactly what I said they do to people. So you got this dude Disky or Mad talking about that applies to game, but then he tried to change it up when somebody said a kickboxer using game, right? I forgot who was saying that. It was like a kickboxer using game. And he was like, what? No, you do it by yourself. Game is taking advantage of other people and doing this and this and this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so you just showed yourself, you showed your hand that it means taking advantage of somebody in a situation. And they never, and the thing is, they always talk about game when it comes to women, and they always talk about game when it comes to self. But they never talk about anything when it comes to a community or a group thing. They always talk about themselves. And you know what that sounds like, right? It sounds just like women. Women never think about anybody else but themselves and the people they like. But they never think about anybody else. So MOT is kicking game on this, kicking so-called game about making sure that men are safe out here and trying to get men to get their shit together at a young age so they don't be trapped like these dudes who got multiple women or got kids or on child support or had their property got damaged by a crazy chick, or all this stuff, all this drama they went through for a female, but they want more men to get funneled in this bullshit that they're trying to kick. So I said something on there and I thought it was going to be ignored, and then Kuda magically brought my shit up there, and I'm like, why you keep bringing my stuff up there? So somebody said my character, my picture, my avatar is a anime girl. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, these fuckers, my bad, because it get age restricted. These idiots didn't understand anything outside of this country. So I gotta say it right now. My avatar is a tribute to Hana Kimura, who committed suicide in May. So I decided to put her picture up there as a tribute. Just like a lot of other people, they liked her. They liked her as a wrestler. And they got saddened because she committed suicide. That's when I changed my avatar. It was of a man burning money. But I changed it to her. It's not an anime character. See, these dudes don't know nothing. Because they don't know nothing outside of this bullshit. So, to me, when I hear these kind of conversations, I want to ask anybody, when they talk about a starter chick, right? Do they all ever bring up these points right here? Okay, 1. Her links to other men. Is this starter chick, does she have a good track record with men that won't get this man who's getting involved with her in trouble? Or would she be able to use this guy or use the men that she dealt with in the past to harm the person that these dudes trying to get a starter chick for? Also, Kuda exposed himself when he said he agreed with Cynthia G, C Boogie, and also he said he tried to put a article about Ron Wills. He was right there when Zero and Marco and everybody else was making fun of Ron Wills. Now he advocating for people to listen to Ron Wills when a couple months ago he was talking against some Ron Wills and C Boogie. And he said some of y'all guys right about with C Boogie. So he just put himself in the category of those guys. Angry Man as well. So I'm looking at this shit like, I'm looking at this crap like, wow. His true colors is showing. And also, he's getting, he picked the easy target. He picked a super easy target when he picked Game Changer because everybody else is talking about him. Same thing everybody else is. And you see that Third World Columbia is not on panels with Zero or MOT anymore talking about how productive men and this and this and that. The funny thing about these dudes is that how quick for them is the switch when you disagree with them. And they can just put this talk to bed when they say, okay, you call it game, I call it strategy. We could separate right now. It's done deal. I call it something else, you call it something else. We're done. They don't even want to let that go. They don't even want that to happen where it's like, okay, we're done. This argument is done. See, I was in that battle with the traveling bros versus the non-traveling bros. And a year later, every single guy who was talking against traveling all took L's. See, Boogie was exposed for being a panderer to women. And also, Reg the bad guy try to throw King Sigma as a sympathizer with pedos. And then he took an L on that. Then, now he's talking with ARC, and ARC is on his channel more often. Because now, checking. Because I'm outside right now. I'm chilling in the park. So that's why I had to stop. When he lost all those supporters and he lost all the people that came on his channel because his C Boogie crap, and he was wrong about C Boogie when C Boogie turned against him, he had to find somebody else. And he had to jump on another bandwagon with another man so he can prove his point. He's a guy who never traveled. He's a guy who never went nowhere. He's a guy who stayed in one place. I'm not going to take shots at him because he lived with his mom and whatever, because other kosher men live with their mom. But at the same time, traveling men and men who get money are not on here asking for $1, $2, $3, and then walking around trying to act like you some kind of alpha male when you're not. Because you would have done better for yourself. Super Sly took a L. He's starting to show his wife. And a lot of people are saying, because I didn't see his wife, a lot of people are saying, this is who he bragging about? And this is who he talking down to brothers about? He took a L when he tried to shame Game Changer and say all this stuff. And when the Game Changer situation came out, he took another L. He took almost all of his traveling videos down, which a lot of other people archived it already. Everybody, Sean James took an L. Tony Maceo took an L when when what's it called came at him, MOT came at him. A lot of guys are burning their bridges with productive brothers, and the fact is, you was on or side. I'm not a super productive guy because I did take a couple shortcuts when it comes to working under the table and making money on the side and everything else. But then I went in the system and worked legally, as you say. But I also have money that I worked on the side. So I am one of them. I can call myself a thinking man, a real thinking man. But as a super high level productive brother, I can't say about it. I'm a low level productive brother who works when I could work hard. But the fact is, these guys was on panels with guys who now they talking about because they're mad because their concept, we're talking about their concept. So they was acting like they was on our side, talking like they was with us. But at the same time, like I said with Kuda, writing down what they think they gonna use against us and our weakness. Because DJ Kuda, and like I said before, he's neutral for a reason. And it's like he's underhand sneaky shit. He said, we ain't roasting. Look, man, that roasting shit don't work. The results, life is all about results. And when you got a community for the women who single moms, who can't find men to marry, and you keep talking about tricks. Women burn through money all the time. Burn through a lot of money. You game dudes depend on tricks. Without the tricks, half of you guys wouldn't be living your life. Without warfare and without feminism, you wouldn't be able to live in a woman's house. Angry Man got exposed and got his wife shown out there for what she looked like. Also, it showed that he was a simp himself. That mercenary group that broke up and the only person that was with him was Grinch. He got exposed and everybody was talking about him. So now he's trying to jump to panel. He's trying to do the same thing that Obsidian's doing because Obsidian don't got nobody to back. Obsidian don't got nobody to leash off of. So when he found out that he can talk to Bernard Riley, he now using Bernard Riley, and Bernard Riley think that, he using him, but Obsidian using him. So when probably a year from now, he gonna dump him and move to another person. What Angry Man was trying to do was trying to jump on Game Changer because he was trying to control Game Changer's stream or whatever. Or he was jumping on DJ Kuda stuff. But DJ Kuda numbers is not jumping up. At least Bernard Riley and Obsidian connection, he got numbers. Live numbers. The funny thing in this section is that the section was made for the going against feminism, like Zero said, because everybody couldn't get what they want. The funny thing about these dudes who talk about guys online and calling them incels and all this other stuff, if you really doing it and if you going outside, and DJ Kuda tried to make an emphasis of going outside. I'm going outside, I'm outside. You know we in a pandemic, right? And unemployment is high. So you telling guys, and the shit, the dumb crap that he said made me want to type in the chat, and he brung it up on the screen. I said, you're telling guys that in the unemployment market that things are high, to go waste money and buy everything up just to go impress a chick? So you spending more money than a trick, because based off you bragging about it, you said you got a $700 mic for YouTube that you're not making money from. So that's bad investment right there. $700 mic. So I could wonder what these dudes spend on clothes and just to impress women and be around women. Because a lot of the dude Disky said, I'm not gonna get no clothes to impress no chick. I'm gonna get the clothes because I want to be enjoy around her. I'm like, somebody should have came on there and said how much you spending all together to go with that chick. Because if you get Gucci and all that other stuff, or do you like these name brand clothes like Gucci and all that other stuff, you spending more money than the guy who pays for pays for vagina. Because if he pays for vagina, he can pay the number between $60 to $1,500 or even $2,000. At the best, at the most, that's the highest. $2,000 is the highest that anybody gonna pay unless they super rich and they successful. But the back page stuff and all that other stuff, it was pretty much like $60, $40, or $140. But if you pay $200 or $150 for a whole outfit, not even $150, $300 for an outfit, then you're driving a car that costs about like $30,000, and you're paying money on there. You're paying more money than the so-called trick just to impress a chick. So you really lost that argument right there, because you literally paying more money to impress a chick or to actually hang out with a chick. While the guy who you say is a trick, he can wear average clothes, normal clothes, and not make not one money, go see the chick, pay her, go after probably have sex with that chick on his break, go straight to going back to work and put 16 more hours or 8 more hours into the job and get that money back right then and there. While you wasting 5, 6, 7 hours talking to a chick, trying to get inside her head just to go bust one nut. While the guy just pay, leave, and he not spending all his time with no chick. It's crazy. So let me go back to the link of men, right? So what is her links to these men? Can she use the men that she used to sleep with as a way to get this guy hurt or robbed or killed or eliminated? Her track record. Is this starter girl going to use other men against him if she don't get what she wants in this relationship? Second, does she has the coronavirus? I kind of funny that we are in the coronavirus era and nobody sitting out here asking, do women positive or negative for the coronavirus? Because even the adult industry right now, they're testing for the coronavirus before scenes, next to the STD testing. The second one, does she have any STDs? Where's her STD test? You don't want stuff to come in when she might have some kind of throat STD, or she got herpes that she can spread it through body-to-body contact. Condoms can't protect you from everything. How much time are you going to spend with her until the sex? How much time you got to dump into this chick in order for her to give you the access to the sex? Is it 100 hours? Is it 20 hours? Is it 30 hours? If you're going to get advice, then you should give detailed advice. How much money is going towards getting her in bed? This is what I just broke down with the whole getting the clothes and having to do this. Like, you really think that guys could put themselves in a bad situation by getting with a girl who drinks and smoke, buying women alcohol and weed and all that other stuff just to get vagina, but then say you're not a trick when you're doing stuff that you don't like to do just for vagina? You're more of a trick than the guys who you said tricks, because they're just getting in and out. They're not doing things that they don't want to do. Is dealing with this chick jeopardizing your future? So this goes back to number one. When you deal with this chick, what's her background? How's her attitude? What is everything about her? Will she try to me too you or accuse you? Will it slow down your life dealing with her? Will she shame you for being small or bad in bed and tell other women? So these guys don't understand that women tell each other everything, and other women don't. If a woman got secrets and she tell one woman who don't know how to hold in secrets, then that guy's business gonna be out there, and the guy's reputation gonna be ruined. He's bad in bed, he's small, he don't know what he's doing, I'm about to go cheat on him. So you making sure that this dude who inexperienced will be acceptable to the chick who has more experience than he do. That's what the starter chick stuff is about. You get with a chick who has more experience than you. And also, she controls the sexual, that she controls how much sex you're getting. And it's not about pleasuring you because you don't have the experience. It's about you trying to make her feel good while you learning how to make, it's you pleasuring her to make her feel good. And while you're learning how to last longer to make her feel good. So it's not going to be about you getting sex. It's about her getting extra sex on top of this, the inexperienced sex on top of the good sex that she's going to get when she makes you better. So it's double whammy for her, but it's less for you because she get to talk about you behind your back. So this is stuff that this dude didn't break down. Kuda didn't break down. Okay, let's go into the weapon that I wanted to put out. The secret weapon that I wanted to put out about these game dudes and these guys who tell you stuff. Now, I typed in oldest virgins. Who's a man, who's a virgin, right? The funny thing about people is that they like to take extremes of virgins going crazy to virgins out here that actually can live without sex. And some people live a lot longer without sex than with sex because they're not putting themselves in danger. They're not doing extra stuff to stretch to get sex. And they're not literally pleasuring somebody more than they're getting pleasure for themselves. Right? Dudes, when they break the sex game down, the so-called sex game, when I heard them say, they say, you're gonna give her pleasure in what she likes and what you like. Why do the guy have to come second and the woman have to go first? This is what Reg the bad guy did. And you can tell that he's on a woman's side. Because he says, what game is pleasuring the girl and knowing what she likes. And then when she knows what you like. Whoa. Why isn't that what I like? Because I put more work into getting her in bed than she got work into me taking her panties off. Because I had to put all this work in just to get the panties off. But it's supposed to be about me in the beginning, not about her. Because that's what my program is, right? And these guys don't know the shit. Oh my God. These guys don't know the crap that they're talking, the crap that they be saying in other videos, and they don't say it in later videos. So you want men to deal with women over here that it's all about them, but not about you. And then when you're bad in bed or you're small or whatever, you got to be acceptable to getting made fun of or them talking about you behind your back. Then you want to act like these average women are out here being saints and they would do anything they want because they so-called got good personalities. I seen that dumb behind thing of Kendra D, and if you want to see the video of Kendra D saying, my video about Kendra D talking about incels and saying she had multiple guys in her phone, and if she wanted to go get these guys, she would do it, but she's not like that, which I call false. It was around last year, before the what was it? I think it was 2008 or 2019, where she started going around making fun of down in incels. Also, I want to break this whole thing about. She said something about ugly women had to pay a tax and all this other stuff. I'm like, when the last time that ugly women will pay for dates for guys? When the last time ugly women, so-called women with a good personality won't say big penis only, or go with a guy who don't have a haircut, or go with a guy who don't dress up in nice clothes? How are they paying taxes again? Like, I knew she was full of bullshit because she hang out with angry men. Just like that chick, that other chick from Canada who left her husband and went with a YouTube guy. Kind of like Cerulean Gray when he was on their side and he went with a YouTube chick. Out of all the women, he went to a YouTube chick who's old and a single mom. Let me get off that. The funny thing about that was saying all this stuff about all the crap that she was trying to feed dudes. I was looking at them like, and let me get another one. Let me get another thing because I lost my train of thought. This whole social interaction shit. I mean, this whole social skill stuff. This is why I say you have to have you have to have a targeted social skills. You have to have social skills to be able to identify people who gonna try to be on your side one year and then turn on you the next. These guys, when they talk about social skills, they trying to fit in with everybody. They're trying to have basically when they say social skills and learn better social skills, it's not about you learning to get yourself better in another position. It's about you putting bullcrap people around you so you can get hurt or something can happen to you. Look what happened with Game Changer a year later of getting Kuda on his panels and him talking. A lot of people was put on to Kuda with Game Changer because people was cool with Game Changer. Am I lying or am I wrong? Because Kuda never used to come on panels. He don't come on panels no more because he got what he wanted from everybody. But I saw Kuda through Game Changer. If it wasn't for Game Changer, I would have never knew who Kuda was. And when he said the player talk media and stuff, dude, let's be real. In the beginning of this player talk media crap that you was talking about, you really wasn't this game heavy in the beginning when everybody started watching you back in January. We wasn't hearing about game. You got comfortable enough because you thought you had enough alliances, and you do now, but they all gonna lose. Just like the traveling dudes lost. The anti-traveling dudes lost. Just give it time, give it a year, and it's gonna happen. And then the same dudes who was gonna talk on all that crap are gonna be in chats talking about, oh, what's up, guys? I don't never want to see Third World Columbia on zeros. I don't never want to see Third World Columbias on MOTs because he took shots at MOT that I seen in there. He was right along with all the people that was trashing MOT in there. And MOT has more money than everybody on that platform, even Kuda himself. But y'all want to sit there and talk about a guy who's more productive than y'all? That dude Epic was talking trash like that, but you was on his panel a few months ago, probably last year, and then you disappeared when the shit got too hot. And then you left and you came back talking about MOTs, he's sexually frustrated. And MOT said he already got a girl. And it's the thing that y'all don't listen. These game dudes and these dudes who anti everybody against good dudes, they always never listen to guys when they say they have females. This is why when Marco showed his work with females, they try to twist it around. Like the Sheila E chick try to put saying that he taking advantage of girls because they're young. And I wish somebody would have broke her down and said, okay, what you want him to do? They old, retired ass women who have nothing else to offer but a loud ass mouth. And then she tried to put it in education. But this Sheila E. chick was the same chick that was on a panel with, I think she was on a panel with, who she was on a panel with? I think she was on a panel with, who was it? Sabrina Cancun and somebody else talking against the dysfunctional people. But now she turned herself into dysfunctional. She think that every female in the world wants an education just to get away from a man. And this shows what kind of mindset she was. This is the reason why she's old and in the black manosphere. Like, I would have tore her apart, but I don't go on panels. Like, wait, I'm going to ask you, I'm like, wait, so how about if the chicks tell you straight in your face and say they don't want education, they just want to get married and be with a man? And they whole dream, because there's a lot of women that I know overseas, they don't care about no education. They don't care about that. They care about getting a man and getting a family, because that's how they was raised. That's their tradition. They want a family as quick as possible so they can make their other family members happy. But for some reason, they're trying to, like, Sheila E. try to push her feminist views on other races of women, but she don't know what these women are, and she try to put Marco in a category that I was familiar in, where these black women will try to put charges on you by saying certain things, because I know this tactics, they try to do it on me. Say that you doing this to kids, and or you doing this and doing that, and you pimping women out and all this other stuff, just to get the FBI on you. Then the FBI start coming in Marco stuff, and DJ Kuda should have shut her down right away. But DJ Kuda didn't care, because he was acting like he was on what's it called side, on Marco's side. And he's like, you hiding behind Marco. And when the Game Changer came on, he's like, you hiding behind Marco and all that stuff. Game Changer said he had women. And even if Game Changer shows his chick, they still going to try to disrespect him. They're going to try to disrespect the chick that he was with. Because that's what these dudes do. When you say you sexually, they try to call you sexually frustrated or incel, then you show your girl. Like I did when I was messing with a chick, and I showed her panties. They try to reverse that around and said it was little girl panties, and then try to put a pedo case on me while the FBI was investigating me for the things that they try to put on me, and everything came out clear. So I know their tactics. I know what the Sheila E. and all these people tactics do. They try to get the feds on you, or they try to get the cops on you, because they want to slow you down. So look at this, man. Right here. So there's tons of guys, there's tons of women and men who lived a long time without sex. They didn't go on no rampage. They didn't snap out on nobody. They lived peaceful lives, productive, good lives without women. So again, they're not red pill rage. They're not going around doing all this crazy stuff. Again, some men know that it's more trouble than it's worth to deal with women. Some women know it's more trouble than it's worth to deal with men. I know a woman right now, 40 years old, never had sex, and I don't think she ever will, because she saw her mom was out. I think she saw things in her mom that she never wanted to do and turn it herself. So she decided to stay away from men and sex in general, because she didn't want to turn into what her mom was, a sex crazed nympho. And some people like that. You see what sex do to people and you stay away from it. Or you get so turned off from sex because it makes it about somebody else. You say, okay, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Now, let's talk about Mr. Pump and Dump. When he came on the panel, showed his true colors, that he's a small percent of a Ray Ray. Because he said, I'm not going to stay away from women when some woman want to give me some, but I do want to get out of this country and move to another country and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can't even hold your penis. You can't even hold your penis in your pants until you get overseas. You're still messing with the women who we all talk about. So basically you're sleeping with the enemy while acting like you with us and jumping on panels. Kind of like what Grinch did. Oh, I don't like strags. Strags this, strags that. But I get my penis sucked by a strag. Strags, I call strags up. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what they learn from women. They not stand on nothing. And then they try to stand with people then they eventually talk against. I seen all types of disparaging things about MOT. I saw all types of disparaging things. Third World Columbia was in Game Changers chats. Talking all that, being on his side, being on his panels and stuff. I like these dudes. They have no honor. And that's the difference between anti-game guys and game guys, is that we won't turn on you. We have a different opinion and we will respect your opinion and let you go. DJ Kuda kept bringing this game stuff up and he's not letting this go. And he keeps saying stupid stuff out of his mouth with the crap and the game bullshit. I mean, oh man, the bull crap. It's getting crazy that he keeps talking about it, but it's kind of like the D-Darrell. And I think they're going to, look, I got a prediction. We gonna see DJ Kuda, Cynthia G. We gonna see DJ Kuda, Cynthia G, or any of the anti-passport guys link up sooner or later. It might not happen this year. It might happen down the line. I'm warning y'all. Kuda's gonna show his true colors, and or ARC is gonna start popping up on his channel to endorse him. When Kuda's numbers start jumping up, he's gonna start collaborating with people that he was talking about before. Because that stream of him saying C Boogie was right, Cynthia G was right, and also an article about Ron Wills talking about a starter chick after he was talking about him. This is the reason why you don't trust neutral dudes. Because when neutral dudes get called out for not picking a side, they run in the corner and say, no, I ain't do none of that, man. I ain't do none of that. Well, we already know what side he on now. He showed his hand. And congratulations. You showed your hand. Now, I don't know how this going to turn out, but I'm going to be here watching it. I saw a lot of the so-called anti-guys take an L. If it get worse out here when this coronavirus stuff, dude, you just burned your bridges on a lot of different dudes. And they're not going to help you at all. And MOT, he has a trucking company. So, dudes, y'all just burned y'all bridges talking all this crap. And not only that, MOT's in that tech stuff. He'll know exactly where y'all live. He'll know exactly where y'all live, how y'all living, and then he'll put it in his book to not hire you or anybody else like you. That's one of the things I like about MOT, because I do the same thing when I had my team of hackers, which 2 guys. But I used to put people in to be like, okay, I remember this dude. Later on, I remember this guy. Like he'll get information on the dudes that talk about him. Because I remember when he broke it down about AMS not doing the stuff that he said online and where he live at and how he's a security guard. And it's like, y'all niggas are dumb. Y'all believe this dude doing all this stuff in real life. Same thing when he seen with how much ARC got make money. Same thing he got all these other people. So these guys messing with a dude who already calculating. Remember, the Aaron Fountain dude, we ain't talking about him no more. Because he's irrelevant now. It's funny, right? But I remember the stuff that's happened. Happened in 2008, 2009, and this year. I'm going to bring this up next year. If I'm alive and well and I got a connection or whatever, I'll bring it up. I'll link right to this video and be like, yo, I told y'all Cooter was going to betray y'all. Told y'all I told you what he's going to do. Like, he see Boogie. He see Boogie all over again, man. This is why I say, with the whole social interaction, social skills, man, you gotta have more than some kind of social skills, man. You gotta have targeted social skills to identify who's gonna be with you a year later and who gonna be against you a year later. That's the kind of social skills you should have. Not to talk stupid and behind crap with, because the fact is, majority of people don't have the same interests. So why are you having social interaction with people who you gonna have a falling out if y'all have one disagreement or two disagreement or don't respect your position in life? That's what Cooter was. He showed his true hand. So I hate when people say, well, you can do well with being upping your social status. What? Why do I need to up my social status with people when you can't even get a genuine friend? When you can't even stay decide on one person? When somebody says social skills and they try to tell you social skills, I ask these people straight away, how many best friends they have? How many people would they trust with some of their secrets? So how many people would they do this? I will break it down to them like how much this. And if they can't answer that, they don't have real social skills. Now, let me go back to this right here real quick. There's tons of virgins out there, man. And the virgin numbers are increasing by the dozen now. A lot of people a lot of men and a small percent, like 1% of women, don't see no use in sex anymore. Not even to have kids. They can adopt kids. Like, you making sex so unwantable to guys, they just walk away from it. They don't go rampaging. They just don't want to do it. Because at some point, the women in this country and some women overseas, because look what happened with Chinese men and look what happened with Japanese men. So the underlying thing was Chinese and Japanese men, Asian men, some men in general, seen they women go with white guys, black guys. And then these women try to shame the guys because they try to jump on the jokes that other races of men been using against Asian men. Talking about how small they are, how ugly they are, how unimpressed they are, how they need to be this, how they need to be that. They try to make their men into black men or into white guys. And it just made the men more reclusive, and it made the men not want to deal with them. And it made the men smarter and smarter and practice more things to get without the women. Now in Japan, you have a slowly decline in the population where so many old people, the old people don't have nobody to take care of them because either their son is living alone or their son is out the house and don't want to live their mom, but they want to live alone and not getting a wife and none of that. They don't got grandkids. Or there's no welfare system. The welfare system depends on men having kids and being married. When the men stop getting married and stop wanting to even procreate with women, even sexual stuff, things went down. Now, people are aging out in Japan to a point where the old people don't have any kind of funding for them. So they do crimes, petty crimes, just to go to jail so they can be taken care of. Or so they can have a place to stay because they can't afford certain things because there's no programs to take advantage of men over there. Zero will break it down more better than I would, but that's what the gist of it over there is. Where Asian men was tired of their women taking shots at them about their penis size, how they look, they should do this and do that. And all the men say, okay, we don't need you anyway. Now China is now making, as Zero said, making strides in science, technology, and everything else to advance themselves so far than America, so they can replace the women and they don't have to deal with them. Japan already did it. Japanese men are some of the most creative men that you probably can ever see on this planet. They have mangas and all this other stuff that these game dudes can't even, like, these game dudes can't even stay on your side for at least 5 years before they turn their back on you or something. The Asian dudes will make a manga or a regular story and make that story last 20 years. They're more creative because they don't have women in their life. They are in more advanced science than because they don't have women in their life. They're not chasing women. They're literally got so much that their technology is so advanced, and everything is so safe in some of these places that they don't even have trash in their area. And this is a whole society of men who don't get women doing better than the guys who do get women. So what that says about these game dudes, talking about guys who don't get vagina and all this other stuff, when the guys who don't get women are doing better than them in everything else. man, man. Oh my God. So you got a guy who's 120-year-old virgin who never had sex. Is the secret to living a longer life. A monk who's 120. 120. Look, man. This dude right here. This dude look like he's 60 years old at least. He's 120 years old, living a lot longer than all these dudes out here without sex. Why is it, and also, let me tell you this right now. Why is it that black men die a lot earlier than other races of men who married or with their women? Why is it that Asian dudes be dying at like 100 years old or 90 something years old when they have an Asian wife, but black dudes don't even survive 60 or 70? They always have heart attacks. They always die of like some kind of like aneurysm or some other stuff like that. And you can't say it because it's bad diet. So honestly, you dudes messing with women, y'all literally y'all literally age. I seen dudes who so-called get women look older than me. I saw some kid who was like 15 years old. Dude looked like he was 30. And I'm like, why the dude look like that? Why his hair look like that? I know the dude who used to hang out with me, he looked like he's 40 or 50 years old because women stressed him out so much. All that game. What it's like to be a 58-year-old virgin. I feel like I'm the oldest virgin in the world. So at some point, I want men, kids and men, to think about the decision that you're going to make about having sex with any woman out here, because I'm going to show you a screenshot of when women have sex with guys. They try to put you on a debt. You owe a debt to them because they opened their legs for you. Even if you're not having kids with them, even if, other things like that, they try to put you on a debt list for you having sex with them. So they think you owe them something because they open their legs for you. Even though you work to get their legs open, but they think you owe them more and more the more times they open their legs. This is the reason why when you break up with a chick, the court tell you got to pay alimony because you're paying to be with them. This is why these dudes had to dress up in the best clothes and talk to these women for hours, because guess what? They owe these women for giving them sex. So these women try to transfer what they get from other men. They give sex to other men. They try to make other men pay that debt. They don't make that man that they have sex with pay the debt. They make other men pay that debt. So let's go to that. Let's go to that. Don't tell me I ain't put it on there. Oh, that's some bull crap. Oh, here we go. Okay, my bad. Woo! Almost fucked up, man. I thought it was gonna be on there, but so this adult film star picked a guy who had a big slong and had a kid with him, and thought she could turn this dude into a family man, because she thought that her high value as a adult film star was gonna make this man stay and stick with her and don't want to cheat on her. So she got a boob job for him, and he was only with her. And a lot of guys, let me tell you that one secret too. A lot of guys get with women that they think other men like, and they stay with them until they bored with them, when they think that the woman ain't valuable to other men anymore. So this woman wasn't valuable to other men anymore, because she was losing subscribers, or she was losing money and she wasn't worth nothing, or he was tired of banging her. So he had a kid with her and played the role, because this is what these game dudes do. They stay in a certain situation until they get advantage, and then they leave and they bounce and they destroy people's life. They have a kid, and this is what they do. They leave behind kids. They take advantage of people. They destroy people's lives, and then laugh at it and say, that's the game. We take advantage of the people. That's the game. But so she start outing him for what he did to her. Now look. So yeah, what's it called? Cheated on me and left me with the kids. So I'm free. She said she's free, but she still had the kid. How's you free? So she was sick of him too. But women do the same thing, because this is where men learn. This is where men learn how to keep people around that they don't like in order to spite other people. Because this is what these game dudes do. They get women that other people want. This is what DJ Kuda said too. Look at his vocabulary on his video. He said, if I bring a girl on here, everybody gonna want to trick on her. He think that the woman he gets or he got, everybody wants, and it should be high value. And we gonna start tricking on her, and he gonna bring the money in. I told you, I know these people. She thought that getting with this guy, because he's high, he has the high pipe value, the big pipe, that he's gonna stay with her. As long as she got him, she feels good, because she thinks she's on top of the mountain, because she got a guy who all the women want. She won a prize, and all she got to do is tame him and keep him there. So she thought the family life and the kid life was going to keep him. But he cheated anyway. Now, he been out for a month catching STDs. Oh, nah, that's old disrespectful. How y'all got kids together? Catching STDs, right? You know what kind of man you was with. And this is the shit, my bad. This is the stuff that game dudes don't tell you. That the mess that they create, they don't clean up. They come in a house and knock stuff down off the floor, and then try to convince you that you did it with words. Hey man, dog. You invited me into your house. So it's your fault that I knocked stuff over the floor, so you need to clean it up. So it's your fault, it's your fault, because y'all didn't have enough game to get with her to make sure you was the man that she wanted, and to keep the kid, to make sure that you was a family man for her, so she don't become a single mom. See, that's how they gonna trick to try to turn this against you. Remember, these game dudes can always turn around and try to get out of any situation that they cause. That's what they do. So they're trying to put this on you and say you didn't have enough game to get with her when she was good looking, so she don't have to deal with this being on her side. Remember, like I said in my other video, game dudes are on women's side. They're not on men's sides. Now, incestuous lifestyle for these women who get rid of men, but they got little boys. My son and I are the cutest bond. He's always my side. So she got a deal out of it. She has a deal out of it to keep the son, but it's also a reminder of the prize that she got from the guy that she got that everybody wanted. So she sees that son, and the bond with her son keeps her in the world, but it also keeps her from thinking she took a L because she got a keepsake from him, a kid. Now, I'm gonna get one point out of here too with another one. Your personality, the game they trying to teach you. What do you do when the women in this market, only like a certain type of dude, and you have to convince this woman so much to like you because you at a disadvantage? Even when you have to have sex with her, you're going to have to keep doing more just to keep her entertained. What happens when you have to put more work to get her and keep her than she put more work to keep you and satisfy you? It's called the reality of things, man. Micro penis, small penis, right? Unpopular men with the small genitals that can't get women, no matter if they got better clothes on, no matter if they have the fittest bodies, and no matter if they have all the game. The women will still make fun of these guys for having a micro penis and having a small penis, because that's what women do, right? Your game is not going to get her from taking a shot at your manhood. Your money isn't going to get her to say that when she get mad, she's going to insult you. All the stuff that these dudes trying to teach you, your social skills is not going to get her when she get angry. She's going to say, you have a small penis. You can't even satisfy me. I'm only with you for money. I'm only doing this and this and that. So I asked myself, there's tons of men out here who virgins because they can't measure up. Who's virgins because they see that the market is harder for them, and they're going to have to keep going and going and going and going and going just to satisfy a girl. They always going to be at a zero. These game dudes are never going to tell you that you're never going to be at a equal footing with this woman. You're always going to be negative zero, because she can always bring up the fact that you're smaller than everybody else. She can always bring up somebody bigger than you. She can always tell you that you're small. These women have no shame. You can't shame them from having small behinds. They'll go online and tell everybody, and everybody go group up with them. But a lot of men can't group up and say, yeah, I have a small penis. Yeah, I have a small one too. I have them like that, because they call them GAY, right? So what you do? You small. A lot of small men either get their stuff together to the point where they got enough money to get out of this country and have sex with women who ain't gonna open their mouth and talk about how small their penis is. Or they go to a market where women won't make fun of their penis size. Or they won't have to take an ugly chick that's gonna talk about them anyway. I have met a chick who online, ugly as hell, who talked about her man not satisfying her. Then she got with another dude on Facebook, and he couldn't get it up with her. And then another dude couldn't get it up with her. And then she found out that it wasn't a guy that was the problem, it was her. She was ugly. And she didn't realize it. So she made fun of the guy. And when the guy left and got with an Asian chick, because she told him he was small the whole time, she got mad and started bashing him online. Because he got with a girl that won't tell him about his size. The funny thing about these women that these dudes trying to get you to get with, these women won't give up good sex to pleasure the man. They won't give up good sex. They all want good sex. They don't want sex to satisfy the guy. They want sex that's going to satisfy them only. They don't want sex to have kids and satisfy the man so the man can be more productive and go out and create a family and make sure the family's okay. Asian women take a sex reduction. Asian women don't be having good sex with their man. You see them with these guys. Have you ever met a Chinese woman? Have you ever met a Asian woman that own a Chinese store who's a single mom? Have you ever seen any Chinese woman when she's in America without a husband? Do you think that she's getting the good sex behind the scenes? There's Latinos out here that don't get good sex. There's every other race of Arab women who don't get good sex. They give sex, they give sex to satisfy the man. They don't get the sex to satisfy themselves. They're not selfish like these women. But this is why these women will get with the guy who's small. They don't talk about that. These guys don't talk about other cultures and other men who tell you straight away, hey, I'm small down there, but I got a wife. That's the secret that these guys don't want to tell you, that these women are spoiled here. The ugly women, the overweight women, the women ugly, the women who got Down syndrome, the women with one arm, all these dudes all they do is try to outperform each other in bed. So these women, without being high value, always get high value sex from any man they want, because even if they get a small penis man, micro penis man, guess what? They're going to get good head from him. And they brag about it online. I got many screenshots to show that. Also, when the guy don't have the size down there, she gets to make him do stuff that he shouldn't be doing. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Just to pleasure her, right? So what they don't tell you about some men, that some men are not going to be able to get women. Some men are going to be at a deficit. They won't go crazy, because we already went over that guys are virgins. They're not going crazy. They live good lives and they live longer. Sex ain't about men over here, man. It's about pleasuring men. My bad. It's about pleasuring women. Sex ain't about men anymore. It used to be. It's about pleasuring a woman, being on a woman's roster, being on a woman's penis list, dick list, whatever. It's about you pleasuring her. This is why if you come online like I did and say that you were small down there, somebody told me, one of the dudes in the Black Manosphere said I should hang myself because I can't pleasure a woman. Someone said that I should be a transgender because I can't pleasure a woman. Or I should be gay because I can't pleasure a woman. It exposed them for who the fuck they my bad. It exposed them for who they are as men when they make an emphasis on you having sex and just that. So at some point you look at them and you be like, wow. And you always ask yourself, that Asian woman at the Chinese store, is she getting all the good sex, or is she kosher to stay with her husband even though he give out bad sex? There's the Arab guy who got that oil money. Do his wife get good sex? Or she with him because she just give him sex, any sex he want, without him being the monster in bed and all this shit? Black men are the only one who are performing for women in bed. This is why everybody use black men in adult industry. And then you got clowns online trying to get you to be clowns on TV, to be monkey dancing for women. So that's the truth. That's one of the things that they missed out on. And then then DJ Cuda said something like, "Oh, you can't. Women can't be robots. You know, women are not robots. You know." Just same thing Mr. Fantastic said before. He's like, "Oh, you can't have a bitch do this and do that." So I'm supposed to have a chick break my stuff, and I'm supposed to talk about it like it's funny, or I'm supposed to be the one just giving her all the pleasure in the world, and I'm not getting nothing in general. These guys are on the sex slave program. They the sex game. That's all they do. That's why they sleep with that's why they suggest older women. Because, you know, older women, they feel rejuvenated when they get with a guy. Instead of leaving them out in the dust, in the cold, and letting them deal with their consequences of what they did, you're going to reward them with any kind of sex. Oh no, my fault. Good sex from a younger man. So you're vetting guys to be a carpet muncher for women. If he's small in bed. If he's small or have a micro penis, he should just be eating women out. Or he should do some suicide or whatever, right? Because that's what they told me. I don't have to lie about that. I can find the screenshot and show y'all. One dude who I thought was in the manosphere, I think he left because I outed him. I think it's Michael Coleman or something like that. He told me to hang myself with a line wire. Because I'm small. Right? But I wasn't too small for the Asian girls, man. And be like, oh, why you admitting that shit? Because the fact is, I'm going to bring out all the people who, with this game shit. I did it online. You know how many women I see? How many women who talked about my size? And how many women who talked about how I looked and all this other stuff? Told me about looks and told me I was a weirdo and all this stuff. This is why I was able to master all these people. This is why I was able to master all the insults they got. I'm able to master it, and I'm able to tell y'all right now because all the work that I did on Facebook. I got checkmate on these dudes. I'm like the Flash. They can't catch me. I got the Speed Force in my hand, man. I got the Speed Force right then and there. I mastered the Speed Force. They don't have super speed. I got it. So while they sitting there talking in slow motion and running, I already ran around the track about 1,000 times, and I'm looking at them running in slow motion. I know what they're gonna say before they say it. That's why I can tell you the patterns of DJ Cuda, how he don't respect guys and their decisions and their vocabulary, but he want everybody to respect his. That's why he always try to put it on there. He like the guy who will throw dirt in anybody's house and say everybody's house dirty, dog. Even though your house is clean, he gonna say, dog, everybody's house has dirt, and start throwing dirt on everybody. This the whole game This the whole game talking about. Everything's game. The whole thing is game. The world is game. Jumping out the window is game. The funny thing about this is, he said other races of men using game, but I just told you that. A lot of dudes out here not packing. A lot of other races of men not packing like the so-called small black men. So why do whites stay with them and don't cheat on them? I seen some loyal behind Spanish women, Asian women, Arab women. I saw a lot of loyal women on the other side dealing with small penis men. The funny thing is they never left them and they stayed loyal to them. Now, the ugly women that these dudes trying to suggest that are so-called 7s or 4s or all that, they'll cheat on you. They'll cheat on you in an instant with a male stripper. Remember, you did all this work to get with this woman who's supposedly good, but at the first shot she gonna turn on you. Just like Erica Williams. Remember, Erica Williams turned on the whole manosphere, and she stopped coming in the manosphere because we seen what kind of person she was. Then she made fun of, she talked about Darius McTowell kids or Post's kids. I mean, she could talk trash about minimalists and not doing nothing, but she's still overweight. Why she ain't getting in the gym? Before the corona. But I already talked about her last year. But don't matter if she got a truck and coming in or not. If she got all that money, she still should be in the gym. At least she can talk trash about people, right? But that's the whole point right there. Other races of women, they toss out things. They sacrifice stuff. Because the men, they see the men sacrifice. They're like, oh, wow, this guy's sacrificing this and this and this and this. All I got to sacrifice is good sex? Oh, good sex out. That's it. If the sex good, the sex good. Sex not. Sex not. At least I got a place to stay. At least I ain't those black women. At least I ain't those women overseas. I got a strong male figure. I get to see my kids graduate and go to college. I get to see my kid become a successful businessman. I could have sit in the crowd and said, that's my son and that's my daughter. And he don't go to jail. He don't do this. He don't do that. He don't turn all this other stuff. He don't embarrass me. I get to have a straight legacy. And I get to have I have to get grandkids that are just as good as the son or daughter I raised. That is their reward for being a wife for a good man. It's the next generation. And also praise to show that your kid is not causing trouble in society. Your kid is one of the good ones. And your kid also can find a mate at a young age. They love that. Women overseas, because I talk to a lot of guys who married. Women overseas love when their sons get wives at an early age, or their daughters find a husband at an early age, so they can have a bigger family. This is the reason why you can see everybody overseas, they have a big family. You can see all of them. All of them. You can see all of them. All of them have accomplishments. You have 20, 30, 40, 50 people in a room full of accomplishments, full of something to do. All of them that never went to jail. Don't got no jail record, none of that stuff. And it's all from a guy who has a small penis or a micro penis, and his wife is giving him some everything else. But these guys are trying to tell you to do all this crazy shit for women, and then you got to do more crazy stuff for her because she's used to these dudes, these game dudes and all these other people, these spoiled women. And that's the reason why these women want, when you first meet a woman, she don't want you to talk to her for 2 hours. She wants you to talk to her for 8 hours. These dudes have spoiled these women so much that these women want you to spend job hours talking to them. Whole job hours per day. Like, oh, wow, 8 hours. 8 hours a day or 8 hours a week. Talking to them on the phone, texting. You got to constantly give her attention because these dudes spoil these women that much. Then when you get to the bedroom, if you get there, you got to spoil the woman too. She's not going to spoil you in the beginning. You're spoiling her. That's the truth about a lot of things. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you if you ain't packing, then they still going to want you to do more shit. They're going to laugh at you too. So get ready for that too. Also, they're never going to tell you about the women overseas and how a lot of them don't get good sex. They're going to try to say that these women are playing you and stuff like that. There's a reason why these women, there's a secret. There's the secret that I'm going to say. There's a reason why these women like black men and they don't dick shame guys. A lot of these women will have sex with guys over here that's small, but they would never say a word about them because they know that you said stuff to a man, they either go get violent or your reputation gonna go down and nobody gonna mess with you. Over here, a woman can say anything she wants and her reputation still stay the same. The women over here know the game. But the women over there are taking advantage of the fact is that a lot of guys over here are sexless. So they'll take anything for male attention, but they also know that if they mess up their market by trying to take advantage of dudes, setting up dudes, and this is what these dudes don't understand. Oh, a woman overseas will take you for advantage. Well, guess what? If a girl steals from me and takes my money, I'm going to go online, tell other brothers that this place is bad, this location is bad, and then more and more brothers going to know that this location is bad, and then that whole country is going to not be a hot spot no more. See, that's the power of guys traveling, and this is what they don't want to tell you, that you can easily say word of mouth. Remember what happened in Dominican Republic, and more men are starting to say what these women, how arrogant these women are over there. So that's the reason why they're not coming. That's when there's a lot of black men are not going over there no more. Also, there's a thing called, the hell? What the hell? Did she just drive on the sidewalk? And this is why when that stuff happened over in Dominican Republic where people was dropping off like flies, it went down. Everything went down over there. People didn't want to go over there. And they lost money. Same thing when that chick closed down the bars and stuff. They was mad as hell because they lost a lot of money. Now this coronavirus come out, woo! Now that mayor is paying for what that is paying right now because they don't have money to. Last time I checked, they want that mayor out of there, I think, because they could have had extra money to go through this coronavirus. Now nobody can travel, and a lot of places are hurting right now. So, the brothers, they trying to tell you that you shouldn't be going overseas. You got more power overseas because you get word of mouth. Some get a hot spot, you ain't never going over there no more. The white guys, we had nothing to do with them because some of them don't like dealing with the white guys because they're arrogance. They like dealing with black guys because black guys are more laid back than the white dudes. And most of the time when the guys are, we're so deprived of femininity. And even a woman pleasuring, giving us the pleasure instead of we giving her the pleasure, that when they get it from us, we put more work into doing that because when we see the effeminate woman and she giving us what we want in the beginning, we gonna give her what she wants. And then that's what makes them want to marry us and make us want to stay over there. So don't let these dudes who actually been over there tell you all this other crap because they're trying to deter you from over there. They're not trying to tell you the breakdown and the secrets that some of the stuff that you should know, because 9 times out of 10 you got a more advantage over there. You shouldn't start with no chick over here, because eventually something's gonna happen that's gonna cost you a lot. If it was normal, if it was 5, 6, if we was on normal terms, I would take their advice and get the starter chick. But over here, no, don't do it. Because you're going to end up paying for it. You're going to end up working for her more than the chick worked for you. And don't believe a chick when she's doing all this extra stuff, because women over here, when they do something for you, it's not really genuine. They want something back from you. If they take care of your house or sweep stuff, they're going to want to ask you for something that's overpriced or want you to do something for them and take you out of your character or take you out of your comfort zone where you're going to be exposed to something new and you might get hurt or you might lose money. So, yeah, that's about it, man, because I don't know how long it's going to last, but man, that's the breakdown right there, man. These guys are never going to tell you right now that if you ain't packing, you shouldn't do all of it. You should do your own path. Do your own path. And also, let me tell you one more thing. Some guys who they said don't have social skills, some guys they haven't made a market for some guys in America. By popular belief, there ain't no so-called ugly looking women or 4s and 5s and 7s or whatever they want to go out here and say made for certain guys to make it easier for them to be with them. They're not more accommodating to certain people. So don't let them tell you that you could get a 4 or 5 and this and that shit, do all this for you and stuff, because eventually she'll look at something on TV and then eventually she will try to get more. I mean, guess what? G. Lowry, he came online and said it himself. He was tired of being married. And he put that chick in a house and everything. A lot of these chicks gonna want their hand out sooner or later to give you something. This is never genuine. Over here, it's never genuine, for real. Only a few of them is genuine, but a lot of them, they ain't genuine. The ugly ones, they think the world owed them something because they think they're men. But they're not. They think everybody owed them something because they couldn't. And then they will try their best to get the attractive guys. And guess what? When you get with these so-called ugly women, guess what? One of these game dudes or one of these other guys, they are going to try to sleep with your wife just to get back at you. I bet you if one of these dudes knew that Game Changer girl was looking good, they'd try to hit her up. Because that's what kind of sneakball, dirtball shit that they, dirtball crap that they on. I've seen that before a lot of times. When guys that they can't compete with, they try to sleep with their wives. Kind of like ARC and his dirtball self. Kind of like all these other guys, the game guys who, will sleep with somebody's wife because they can't be a programmer. Or they'll try to get the wife, they'll sleep with the wife and try to get the wife to convince the programmer to teach them stuff. They'll take some shortcuts. If you learn something, if you took 10 years to learn something, they want to take 2 years to learn it. Because they shouldn't go through the growing pains you went through because they got game and they can get through it for 2 years. They want you to get them to do something faster than what you did because they don't want to learn something new. They want to learn something new based off an easier way to do it. So they don't have to spend the time that you spent. So don't let this whole stuff fool you, man. As I said, I'm going to leave it right now. Micro penis, small penis, man. You might as well just say, y'all already know what I know y'all out there. And don't listen to these dudes because you're gonna be the top guy eating these chicks out while she getting banged out by somebody else. And these dudes gonna try to cuck you out too. So don't even play the game. Walk away.